What if Earth lost 1% of oxygen every second? You take a breath. The air is crisp, cool, and as invisible as always. But something feels off. You can't place it. The sky is a bit dimmer. You blame the clouds, maybe the smog. You shake your head and keep scrolling your feed. That was second one. 1% less oxygen in the atmosphere. Second two, the air is now 2% thinner. Still nothing you'd notice. But up on Everest, climbers are already in trouble. Their bottled oxygen doesn't account for this. A few sherpas feel dizzy. Someone slips. No one connects the dots yet. They blame altitude sickness. By second 10, Earth's oxygen is down 10%. At sea level, your lungs still work, but barely. Your breaths feel hungrier. You open a window, expecting freshness, but get a tightness in your chest instead. Birds begin to falter mid-flight. Bees spiral downward like drunk pilots. Trees still stand proud, oblivious. For now. Hospitals start noticing. Oximeters beep more than usual. ICU patients begin to desaturate. Emergency calls spike. At 20 seconds in, 20% of the planet's oxygen is gone. Now it's personal. You feel it. A heaviness, like trying to breathe through a wet cloth. Joggers collapse mid-run. Asthmatics clutch their inhalers in disbelief. Planes flying high begin to lose cabin pressure faster than expected. Pilots panic, unsure whether their instruments are lying or something more unthinkable is unfolding. The sky turns a sickly shade of gray, not from pollution, but physics. Less oxygen means less Rayleigh scattering. Blue flees the heavens. At second 30, we're down 30%. Oceans start bubbling differently. Fish rise belly up in staggering numbers. On land, fires spontaneously die out, even the ones still needed, furnaces, engines, gas stoves. Combustion becomes a dying language. Cars sputter to a stop. Generators fail. Cities go silent. Except for the people. They are not silent. Panic spreads faster than sound. Oxygen tanks are raided. Hospitals are overrun. Scuba gear, welding shops, anything that once held compressed air becomes black market gold. At 50% oxygen loss, around second 50, the pressure change hits architecture. Glass windows implode. Skyscrapers groan. The Eiffel Tower shifts slightly in its foundations. Planes can't stay airborne. Thousands crash within seconds. Pilots have no time to react. They were already hypoxic.
Humans begin to pass out, not from fear, but from biology. The brain is greedy for oxygen. It doesn't tolerate delay. One by one, consciousness blinks out like a dying constellation. Trees, desperate, start to shed leaves prematurely, their survival instincts kicking in. But they can't photosynthesize fast enough to matter, not in seconds. At 80% loss, only those in sealed, self-contained environments, submarines, deep bunkers, maybe the ISS still function. Animals drop en masse. Zoos are graveyards. The African savanna goes quiet. No roars, no trumpets, just dust and falling bodies. At 90%, Earth is a ghost planet. Fires don't burn. Voices don't carry. Lungs don't inflate. Even if you could scream, there would be no strength behind it. And then, second 99. There's 1% oxygen left. Just enough for a final twitch, one last involuntary breath. Then, nothing. At 100% loss, Earth becomes inert. No rust, no fire, no breath. The world becomes eerily still, a museum of what once needed oxygen to live, move, burn, breathe. Clouds hang lower, slower. Water no longer sparkles the same way. The atmosphere begins to collapse. Oxygen was 21% of it, after all. Satellites detect the change, send warnings no one will read. AI systems in deep data centers hum in confusion, logging human vital signs, all dropping to zero in unison. And the world waits. Eventually, wind stops blowing, because wind needs heat. Heat needs movement. Movement needs pressure. And pressure needs oxygen. In 100 seconds, humanity is over. Not with a bang, but with a silent gasp, never finished. A planet not destroyed by war, or comet, or alien invasion, but by a simple, relentless subtraction. 1% at a time. Now imagine if it reversed. If every second the Earth gained 1% more oxygen. But that is a different story.